Hi guys, welcome to this next training for all my waitlisters. Waiting on Estheticians and Business Academy, and I'm so excited and so blessed to be here with you guys. I'm so excited because this just means we are a week closer to launching Estheticians in Business, which to me I feel like is just so exciting because there's just like, I don't know, just so much going on, and I'm just so pumped for it. So anyways, let's go ahead and get in the training. You guys know I'm going to try to make it under 10 minutes. We've only successfully done that one time. So here we go. Okay. All right. So we're actually going to be talking about just client management overall. So client management, I want you guys to think of just like the basic things where you have to take care of your clients in different ways, right? So the first thing that I usually get asked about are policies. Like, how do I put together policies? Now, policies, guys, are supposed to be meant to be based around your values of your business and what you want. There are certain policies I do believe that you need to have, and if I miss any, I'll make a full list in the email. But basic policies you guys obviously need to have are like cancellation policies. So if someone cancels last minute or cancels at all, if they no-show, if, they do anything that makes them reschedule their appointment or something like that, that's a very important policy to have. And that policy needs to reflect how you want your business to be ran. So if you're okay with people canceling last minute, put that in your policy. If you're okay with people canceling, 48 hours in advance, 24 hours in advance, or if you're like, no, I need a week in advance, like put it in your policy. Like whatever it is, you can make a policy out of it. And the same thing goes for like other policies. So when it comes to like if a client is sick, right? It should be a no-brainer that they shouldn't come in, but I've definitely had clients that have come in and I'm like, I'm not treating you. Like, you're sick. Those are real things. Having a policy around children. Are people allowed to have children or guests in the treatment room? You have to think about that. Like, what policies that look like? Another really important policy is if you take deposits, what that looks like. So I personally did not take deposits, but I did make people put cards on file. And let me tell you guys, a snippet. If somebody doesn't put a credit card or a card on file because they don't feel comfortable, don't take them. That's personally my opinion. I never did because I feel like when people don't put cards on files, and maybe sometimes people just don't want to. That's fine. But I always had them put cards on file for the simple fact that it protected me and my business. And it was always the people that didn't put cards on file when I let them do that were the people that no-showed me or people that canceled last minute, and I had no way to charge them. And it was unfair because, like, what am I supposed to do now, right? So I always say, like, if you have some type of policy, do not waver on it. So if you're somebody who takes deposits and you're like, I take a $25 deposit, what does that deposit mean? Does that mean that goes to $25 towards a service? Is that a refundable $25? Is it just to hold their spot and then it'll go towards something? Like, what is that $25? Is it if they don't show up, they lose that $25, or do they get it back? Like, what is the deposit for? Why are they putting a card on file? And then also a policy of like keeping the stuff safe. Now, that's why I always recommend having a booking system that keeps all of those payment stuff safe so that you aren't having to worry about it, and nor do your clients. Because, we're a business. We need to run our business like a business. There are other policies like COVID policies, hygiene policies. Like if you're somebody who does like intimate waxing or bleaching or something like that, then you want to make sure that you are putting policies in there of like, yo, don't come nasty. Because sometimes that happens, Like, what are those policies look like, right? The next one is I want to talk to you guys about how to handle cancellation and no-shows. So I'm going to give you a wide range of things to do, but basically you can handle it in two ways. You can take it as your policy, which I'd recommend it be in your policy of how you're handling it. So you have that like, hey, yo, sister, like this is the policy. I can't do anything about it. Even though you're the business owner and you created the policy, like blame it on the policy. Like, I'm so sorry, it's a policy. It also doesn't allow you to be, not have a backbone. Like, we want to have backbone. So how to handle cancellations and no-shows. And my personal preference is when it comes to no-shows, if people forget or whatever, I want you just to make sure that you are handling things with professionalism and grace. Now, I say that in the sense of you don't let people run you over, but if someone made a mistake, like handle it with grace. And maybe have that in your policy. Like, this is what happens if you no-show me. Like, okay, you get a cool one freebie, or you'll use, like, the service that you're going to charge them for as a credit for next time. Like, what does that look like? So you just want to make sure that you understand, like, when you're handling cancellations and you're handling no-shows, you're doing it in a way that is kind and loving. That's not going to, go back on you, but that you're still upholding your backbone and your policy. And the thing is, if people aren't going to respect your policy and respect your business as a business, then it's time for them to not be part of your business, okay? In the nicest way possible. All right, next one we're going to talk about is consultation. So consultation, guys, when you're talking about a consultation, I had so many like services that I went to where somebody did not even give me a consultation. I literally had my face burned because I had an esthetician put something on my skin that I was allergic to, and I put in like the form, like I was allergic to this, and they still put it on my skin because they didn't talk to me. So there's a few things you need to talk about when you're in a consultation. Obviously, guys, you want to make sure you talk about their allergies. You want to talk about any medications that they're on. You don't necessarily go into depth, but sometimes there is like adverse effects due to a medication, or certain medications you should be aware of that maybe are used for certain things like cold sores and herpes. Same thing. You want to make sure to understand, like, what are those things? Where are you getting them at? Other things you want to understand when you're doing a consultation, guys, is you want to make sure that you are asking the client, like, what they're using. If you're doing skin, what are you using every day? Because we need to be switching it out, right, to your stuff. So what are you using every day? What are those things that you're doing every single day? And then the one question that I always ask my clients is that if you could put a magic wand over your skin to improve one thing, what would it be? And then you just be quiet and you let them answer that question. Because you may see that they're covered in acne, but their actually main concern is wrinkles. And until you bring up that they have acne, they may not even notice that they have really bad acne. So you want to make sure you're tailoring your like service to whatever their main concern is, and then tailoring their skincare to the same thing as well. I mean, that's the same thing when it comes to really anything in our business, is that we're tailoring everything to our clients and like what they need to do, right? So just make sure that you're asking some type of question, and I would encourage you asking them that question, like, if you could improve one thing on your skin, what would it be? And that'll really help. All right, so our next one is going to be pre-booking 101. Pre-booking, guys, pre-book. Why are we letting our clients leave? Don't. So when your clients at the end of their service, when you talk to them about booking the next service, get them on the books. And I'm not saying like get on the books or punch them, right? We're not trying to do that, but like be like, hey, so I typically see my clients every 6 weeks. This is the availability I have for this day and this day at this time. Does it work for you? And then schedule them. If they choose to reschedule, then they know the policy. They can reschedule whatever in a certain time frame, whatever that is. But you want to make sure that you're getting them on the books, because soon as they leave your presence, they are done for, out, done. Okay? No more. Because sometimes clients will follow up and just do it as needed. But that's why subscriptions exist, because people will forget to order, right? So same thing with you. People will forget to book. I mean, seriously. Like, anytime I've ever left a massage, if I didn't book, I mean, I would not go back for months because I would forget. So that is like the most important thing, guys, is you need to pre-book your clients, all right? Next thing we're going to talk about, because I'm supposed to keep it in 10 minutes, but I got a minute left, is maximizing the client's experience. Maximizing the client experience. Now, I want to talk to you guys about this because the experience your client has exists through the entire service. So from the very first touch, as far as like the very first text, the very first social media post they see, the very first story, the very first anything, to when they get on your booking sites, they book your appointment, to they drive to your place, they get into the waiting room, to they get into they see you, they get into the treatment room, they go through the treatment, they check out, they leave, your follow-up system, whatever that is, that full experience is your client experience. So I want you to maximize that, and I encourage you, I go through a lot of this, obviously, in my course, and I talk about like different ways that you can do it and like how to really, really enhance your experience. But what I want you guys to think about right now is I want you to mentally go through your entire service, and I want you to think about the things that you do from the very first touch to the last touch, And what do those things exist? Like, what are those things that happen during that time that are going to build your experience for your clients, okay? And then the last thing we're going to talk about really quickly before, it's already over 10 minutes, is client retention. So client retention is like how to keep them coming back. Obviously, pre-booking, we're going to do that, right? We're going to pre-booking now. But client retention is getting your clients to get on skincare, getting your clients to do treatment plans, getting your clients to like respect what you're doing, to see the benefit of coming in. Client retention could be, getting them on a membership, a subscription, having them come in more frequently, or, having them come in less. It could even be like you sending out cards to them, thanking them for coming in. Like, what are the reasons that clients come back? And majority of the time it's because of you, and you can give it phenomenal service. But if your client doesn't have a reason to come back, like if they don't have something to improve on, why spend the money? So make sure that you're doing stuff to make your clients come back. All right, guys, that is our lesson for this week. We are getting so close to releasing Estheticians and Business Academy, and I'm so excited. So, guys, if you're, yeah, that's it. I'm just super excited. I lost my train of thought. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This is helpful. I will put all that information that I talked about in the email, so check that out, but I will see you guys soon.